Howard Schultz was a young man on a business trip. He was driven, ambitious, and always on the lookout for new opportunities. His journey took him to Milan, Italy, a city renowned for its rich culture, fashion, and, as Schultz would soon discover, its coffee. He found himself in Milan, Italy. The city was bustling with life, its streets filled with the aroma of freshly brewed coffee and the chatter of people enjoying their day. Schultz was immediately captivated by the vibrant atmosphere. The year was 1983. Milan was a city in its prime, a hub of innovation and tradition. Schultz, with his keen eye for business, was eager to explore every corner of this fascinating place. He stumbled upon a curious sight. It was a coffee house, but this wasn't just any coffee house. It was unlike anything he had ever seen before. The energy, the ambiance, the sheer joy of the patrons, it was all so new to him. But not just any coffee house, this one was special. It had a unique charm, a sense of community that was palpable. Schultz could feel the warmth and camaraderie in the air. This one buzzed with life. The patrons were not just there for a quick caffeine fix. They were there to connect, to share stories, to be a part of something bigger than themselves. People weren't just grabbing coffee, they were connecting, they were lingering, they were savoring every moment, every sip, every conversation. It was a ritual, a cherished part of their daily lives. They were truly experiencing it. Schultz watched in awe as people from all walks of life came together over a simple cup of coffee. It was more than just a beverage, it was a bridge that brought people closer. This wasn't just a coffee shop. It was a place where memories were made, where friendships were forged, where the essence of community was celebrated. Schultz knew he had stumbled upon something extraordinary. It was a community hub, a place where people felt at home, where they could relax and be themselves. Schultz realized that this was the missing piece in the American coffee culture.
I was captivated. The energy, the passion, the sense of belonging. It was all so inspiring. I knew I had to bring this experience back home. I saw the power of coffee to bring people together. It was more than just a drink. It was a catalyst for connection, for community. I wanted to recreate this magic in America. I realized something was missing back home. The American coffee experience was transactional, devoid of the warmth and connection I witnessed in Milan. I knew I had to change that. American coffee culture was bland. It lacked the soul, the vibrancy, the sense of community that I had experienced in Italy. I was determined to change that. It lacked the soul I witnessed in Milan. The Italian coffee houses were alive with energy, with passion. They were places where people came together, where they felt a sense of belonging. I knew I had to bring this energy back with me. I was determined to recreate the Italian coffee house experience in America, to bring that same sense of community and connection to my own country.
Schultz left Milan changed. He carried a vision of transforming the American coffee culture, of creating a place where people could come together, connect, and experience the joy of coffee. He dreamed of recreating the Italian coffee house experience. He wanted to bring the warmth, the camaraderie, the sense of community he had witnessed in Milan to America. He wanted to bring this sense of community to America. He envisioned a place where people could come together, share stories, and create memories over a cup of coffee. Little did he know, this trip would change everything. It was the beginning of a journey that would revolutionize the coffee industry and create a new coffee culture in America. It was the start of a remarkable journey. A journey that would see Schultz transform the way Americans experience coffee, bringing the soul of the Italian coffee house to the heart of America. Schultz joined Starbucks in 1982. At that time, Starbucks was a small company, far from the global coffee giant we know today. It was a modest business, primarily focused on selling high-quality coffee beans and equipment for brewing coffee at home. The idea of a coffee shop as a social hub was not yet part of their vision. The company had a handful of stores in Seattle, and their primary business was selling coffee beans, not brewed coffee. Schultz, however, saw something more. He saw an opportunity to create a new kind of coffee experience, one that went beyond just selling beans. Schultz envisioned a place where people could gather, relax, and enjoy a cup of coffee. He pitched his idea to the company's owners, suggesting that Starbucks should start selling brewed coffee and create a welcoming environment for customers. He believed that this could transform the company and create a new kind of coffee culture. Schultz's vision was to create a third place between work and home, a place where people could connect, relax, and build a sense of community. He wanted Starbucks to be more than just a place to buy coffee. He wanted it to be a place where people could feel at home.
We can't see the potential in this. The owners were skeptical. They couldn't see how selling brewed coffee and creating a social space would benefit the company. They were focused on their existing business model and were hesitant to take a risk on Schultz's unproven idea. "We're focused on selling beans, not experiences." The owners were adamant that their strength lay in selling high-quality coffee beans and equipment. They didn't believe that creating a coffee shop experience would add value to their business.
The owners rejected his vision. Schultz was undeterred. Despite the rejection, Schultz remained convinced that his idea had potential. He believed that people would embrace the concept of a coffee shop as a social hub, and he was determined to prove it. He believed in his vision. Schultz's belief in his idea was unwavering. He knew that creating a welcoming, community-focused coffee shop could revolutionize the way people experienced coffee. He knew it could work. Schultz was confident that his vision could succeed. He had seen the potential for this kind of coffee culture during a trip to Italy, where coffee shops were an integral part of daily life. He was inspired by the way Italians used coffee shops as places to gather and socialize.
I left Starbucks. Schultz made the difficult decision to leave Starbucks. He realized that if he wanted to bring his vision to life, he would need to do it on his own. I was driven by my belief. Schultz was driven by his unwavering belief in his vision. He was determined to create a new kind of coffee experience, one that would bring people together and create a sense of community. I was determined to bring my vision to life. Schultz worked tirelessly to bring his vision to life. He spent countless hours developing his concept, refining his ideas, and seeking out investors who believed in his vision.
This rejection was a turning point. It fueled his ambition. The rejection from Starbucks owners was a turning point for Schultz. It fueled his ambition and made him even more determined to succeed. He knew that he had to prove them wrong and show that his vision could work. It set him on a new path. Schultz's journey was just beginning. The rejection set him on a new path, one that would eventually lead to the creation of the Starbucks we know today. His determination and belief in his vision would ultimately transform the coffee industry and create a global coffee culture. Schultz started his own company. He had a vision, a dream that was brewing in his mind for years. He wanted to create a place where people could gather, enjoy a cup of coffee, and feel a sense of community. This dream was not just about coffee, it was about creating an experience, a place where people could connect and share moments. He called it Il Giornale. It was 1985. The name was inspired by an Italian newspaper, reflecting his love for Italian coffee culture. Schultz wanted to bring that same culture to America, where coffee was more than just a drink, it was a way of life. He faced an uphill battle. He needed funding. Starting a business is never easy, and Schultz knew he had to convince others to believe in his vision. He spent countless hours preparing presentations, refining his pitch, and meeting with potential investors. The stress was immense, but his determination was unwavering. He needed to convince investors. He needed to show them that his idea was not just a dream, but a viable business. He needed to prove that there was a market for his concept, that people would come to his coffee shop, not just for the coffee, but for the experience. He needed to prove his concept. Schultz remained persistent. He shared his passion. He articulated his vision. He spoke about the warmth of Italian coffee bars, the sense of community they fostered, and how he wanted to replicate that in America. His passion was infectious, and slowly he began to win people over.
All right, I'll invest. These words were music to Schultz's ears. After months of hard work and countless rejections, he finally found someone who believed in his dream. This was the breakthrough he needed. I can see your passion and vision. The investor's words were a validation of Schultz's efforts. It was not just about the money, it was about someone else seeing the potential in his dream, understanding the impact it could have.
He secured funding. With the financial backing, Schultz could finally bring his vision to life. He could start building the coffee shop he had always dreamed of, a place where people could come together and enjoy more than just a cup of coffee. He opened his first store in Seattle. It was a success. People loved the atmosphere. They loved the coffee. The response was overwhelming. Customers appreciated the cozy ambiance, the friendly baristas, and the high-quality coffee. It was clear that Schultz had tapped into something special. They loved the sense of community. Il Giornale grew quickly. Schultz opened more stores. He proved his concept. The rapid growth of Il Giornale was a testament to Schultz's vision and hard work. Each new store brought more customers, more connections, and more success. He showed that Americans craved connection. They wanted a place where they could meet friends, relax, and enjoy a good cup of coffee. Schultz's coffee shops became more than just places to get a caffeine fix. They became social hubs, integral parts of the community. They wanted more than just a cup of coffee. They wanted an experience. Schultz's vision had become a reality. His coffee shops were thriving, and he had created a new kind of coffee culture in America. It was just the beginning of an incredible journey. Building a business is never easy. Schultz faced many challenges. There were financial hurdles. There were operational obstacles. There were moments of doubt.
I never gave up. I drew strength from my vision. I learned from my mistakes. I surrounded myself with talented people. I persevered through the tough times. I remained focused on my goal.
His resilience paid off. Il Giornale thrived. It became a local success story. Schultz had proven his point. He had created a coffeehouse experience that resonated with people. But his journey wasn't over. He had a bigger goal in mind.